It's another episode of Dragon of Icespire Peak, the DM guide where we chill out, have a scroll through the PDF. We're not far from the end, but we still have a few spots to take in. And today we're going to be looking at, I guess, the northern section from, northern from Phandalin, but south Neverwinterwood, like Loggers Camp, Circle of Storms, and the Lodge or something. Anyway, right. Yeah, so we are going to look firstly at, I think, the Circle of Storms. Let's have a look. I couldn't see on my little Circle of Thunder. Circle of Thunder, then you would logistically go to Falcon's Hunting Lodge and then Loggers Camp. And then other than that, it's just Icespire Peak itself. So we'll see how many of these three northern ones we can get through in this session. But yeah, feel free to say hi, pop in and have a chat. But other than that, I'm going to try and scroll down. Do I really have to go next chapter? So we're looking for circle. Yeah, it goes through them like this. Is it a separate chapter? I'm already lost in the PDF. Get off. We don't want that. So, yeah, we want the next one there. Okie dokie. Let's look at the map first. I like to see what we're working with. Yeah. So it's a hill of some sort. Elevated. We've got some entrances that each go up to one of these... What? Climb ups, climb downs, I imagine. Not sure what C1 represents. It's a henge, okay. So let's see what the actual info is for us. Quite a lot by the looks of it. So it's for 6th level, ideally. No quests lead here. However, characters might have braved Dragon Barrow, which we looked at. And we met Xanth the Centaur. So, just also check that we're on the right view here, yeah. We met Xanth. While those who raid the Woodland Manse might be led here by a map, which is very good, I approve, I like it. So, and it might be signposted as a location if they're on the road. And the reclusive anchorites of the Circle of Thunder gather on this hill to make sacrifices to Talos the Storm God. So if that's a common thing, I imagine that people would be aware that storms seem to centre around here. And on a dark and stormy night, people gather to do weird stuff. And they also summon Gorthok the Thunderboar, which I believe we've looked at twice already. I don't need to labour the point too much. It's a boar, and it's lightningy. Oh, well, thunder, I suppose, is much more of the word. So on top, a circle of standing stones helps to focus the magic to make the summoning work better. We've got 3 anchorites, Flens, Narux and Yargath. Obviously, you don't need to stick to those names, it doesn't matter. But they defend the hill. While not doing the rituals in the centre of the standing stones, they patrol the woods around, forage for food and fools, and lurk in caves dug out of the hillside. So you can have those be what they meet first, doing just that, foraging for food, looking for berries and stuff. Now, Gorthok may have been defeated before in a previous location, and it's up to you. It says otherwise they just conjure a storm, but, I don't know how I'd go with that. I don't know how to play with that. Yeah, maybe I'd go with a different stormy monster. But 3 caves, as we've looked at, are set beneath the hilltop, each serving as a lair of one of these anchorites of Talos. We've looked at those before. They have the hands that are spiky. Kind of look like orc people, almost. They are half-orc shape changers. So they can change into boars as well, don't forget. The caves are dug out of the earth, with each cave mouth braced by a rectangular stone slab. Yeah, lintels. And each one has different things in. A. We've got what? We've got A, B, C, D, E. Look at the map. Oh, in here. So A, you come in. B, side room. That's like... Oh, so yeah, it's very similar. C's a tiny little place. D is the largest room in every one of them. And E is a tunnel. So, okay, so they do pretty much follow the same thing, which is an entryway. The skull of a boar rests on top of a pile of humanoid and animal bones. So religion check to ascertain the bones are a warning. Then B is a boar pen, which holds a boar. That is the anchorite's companion. And garbage disposal. It's a regular boar. B is a cell. Prison cell. With maybe a deer inside. D is an unfinished room, which is the quarters. Berries, herbs, creepy totems, wooden utensils. And then you've got the trapdoor on the top of a secret exit. Okay. So you can get to the Circle of Thunder by following two simple routes. Which obviously you can, wing as you need. So it suggests that you just come upon it. But as I say, it does say that anchorites are foraging in the forests nearby. So it does make sense to kind of stumble upon an anchorite seemingly putting berries in a bucket or something. And, at this point, why would he be threatened? He'll be outnumbered. He'll just sort of go about his business. If they talk to him, it's a persuasion check to see whether he's friendly or not and wants to say, well, we have a place around here, be careful or you'll get attacked. That could be a friendly warning, could be a hostile warning. And if they decide to go closer, they will see a clearing, in the middle of which is a black, needle-like spire. 40-foot pine trees, ravaged by fire long ago with its limbs burned off. Tied to the dead tree are several ghastly dolls. Voodoo dolls, let's just say it. 10 voodoo dolls on a tree that's been struck by lightning. Close examination. Who's buzzing me? I'm trying to... It's Netflix. There's something wrapped inside the doll. I don't know if a lot of players would want to break this open, and it's fool for them if they do, because it's got a still beating pig's heart inside. Any damage to the heart kills it and causes the dead tree's roots to magically animate. So the constricting roots come up and restrain you, I guess, yeah. Do some bludgeoning damage. And, yeah, grapple you, squeeze you. You can just roll with that. It's a defensive mechanism. And then Yargath's patrol. As they move through the forest, the characters are beset by Yargath and a band of orcs. 2 orcs per character. So 3 players, 6 orcs and Yargath. Sheesh. Okay, so they do feel outnumbered. Interesting. So that's not immediately a fight, potentially. As you make your way across uneven ground, rising to a ridge, several hulking orcs, you are outnumbered. Separated from you by a 60-foot wide, 10-foot deep gully. The orcs unleash terrible battle cries as they are joined by a humanoid with elongated claws. So these are regular orcs. AC don't say. AC 13. And then, that's also 13. So they've got 15 health, and these got 58 health. So yeah, a lot bigger. You'll have seen these anchorites before, I imagine. Certainly if you do them in the order that we've proposed. On the first round of combat, Yargath casts Bless. And he, as the DM, will remember to add a d4 to the other teammates, because that's what Bless does. and the players generally cast Bless and then forget they've got Bless cast on them. Now Yargath carries a potion of greater healing. Probably some gold. Come on. Roll a D6, I guess, for gold. 1 month's wages. Or something that's a totem, a gold boar instead of gold, but it's worth some gold. Characters coming from the woodland manse approach from the south. Ominous storm clouds. Obvious. Gather in the sky as you find this tree on top of a hill. And standing stones. 2 figures dance within the henge. Beautiful. On a dark and stormy night, a bit of dancing in C1. C1. 8 upright stone structures. It's Stonehenge, obviously, something like that. These uprights can be toppled by creatures with a combined strength score of 80. So that's as many people who are pushing have to do a strength check and equals 80. That is... It makes sense. If you tried pushing Stonehenge over, it's very heavy. In the middle of the circle, 2 humanoid figures dance around a deer carcass. So that might drive your nature types crazy. It doesn't matter what the names are, but they're 2 anchorites of Talos, and they're also with 2 twig blights. Twiggy people. Performing a ritual to summon, well, we know, is the Gorthak the Thunder Boar. And the more they do it, the more the clouds start to strike nearer and nearer, striking some trees. You could roll a D6, is probably not a good one. D8, like 1. I'm thinking. You know, like compass points, north, east, south, west. But then you've got the 4, so that's 8. So you could do like directions of where it, roll a D8, it strikes there, you know, near or not to the players. I'm not sure. But that's a good idea. If the characters have not yet defeated Gorthok the Thunderboar, so that's it. It does say that if you've already done it at that farm place we went to, then it's not here. But although, what if it was a stronger version this time? Give it an extra attack, give it a stormy breath as well. And really has it in for the players because they've already banished it once. I like that. So, DC 10 perception, that's easy. That's passive perception, isn't it? 1 of 3 flimsy wooden trapdoors which you can go down. And literally that's it. That is it. Carved into the lintel is a picture of a boar chasing a stick figure humanoid. Potion of invulnerability. You have resistance to all damage. Nice. So it's not actually invulnerable. You're not immune. And it's buried in a random square beneath the floor. I imagine you could, perceive that it's been lifted and dropped a few times. This one has a +1 shield beneath the floor. Please, +1 shield. Evidently adds to your AC. And then just a picture. No treasure. Obviously, you can do as you please. So I guess it's just quite a cool scene, to be fair. It's an interesting place. But I wonder if, because it's deep in the forest, I thought I would roll on Forest Encounters from Roll and Play Press, link in description. The Game Master's Fantasy Toolkit. I don't have a D12 to hand, but I might be able to ask Siri. Hey Siri.
Huh?
Pick me a number between 1 and 12, please. 8, it said. Well, I don't know why you don't say it. In a grove, 4 bandits are eating rabbit near a fire in their campsite. A prisoner is hurt and bound nearby. So that in itself just adds a touch of flavour to the scene. And they might give information of what lies ahead. So, what did that say? So that said, round a fire. So there's a fire nearby. They say a storm's coming in. And 4 bandits eat rabbit near a fire. Okay, but there's a prisoner. So there's a prisoner who is bound and could be rescued. That is an addition to what we're looking at here. But other than that, they could summon a boar, the thunder boar. A little bit. There's some quite good finds. A +1 shield doesn't go amiss. And a potion of invulnerability is decent. You know, like I say, maybe not gold. Put like some totems in, golden totems. And they can swap that out for money. So the next one on the crawl was Falcon's Hunting Lodge. So I'm going to look at the map first. Okay. Alright, so this is the building, and this is just like the upstairs of it. So there's a little nice bridge, a door, not any other way in. There's a second way in, there's a third way in. 3 way in, so to go into F2. There's a big yard, 2 yards, and some pens. Which means that little off buildings and stables I see. It's a large area, but I believe this is one of the places with very little contents. Let's start, like all good stories do, at the beginning. So we're in the heart of Neverwinter Wood, which means you can roll more things. Let's do... Hey Siri.
Huh?
Pick me a number between 1 and 12. 10, okay. The players reach a deep, overgrown ravine. They have to swing across a series of vines to reach the other side. Yeah, so to get here, it's a simple thing. Look, it's massive. It falls really low there. We've got such a long walk, another 2 hours, or we can just try and make our way across. You don't have to know how they get across. You just have to say, how do you do it? You're just there to create problems, and there's no right answer, there's no wrong answer. They say, oh, can I do this? And you say, you can certainly have a go. And if they pass the test, you know, they do it. Otherwise, they fall down, you know, a ravine and have to climb back out. But it's just another string to your bow before we get to this rather lackluster location. Who is Falcon the Hunter? Let's see. Just a dude with big sideburns. Okay. He wears studded leather. He's got a good amount of hit points, though. Fair play to him. He's an archer. So carries a bow. Ranged weapons. Ignore half colour and 3... Oh, he's excellent. So yeah, I'd really play up that. He's all about... He carries loads of arrows, or they're on the walls of the farmyard. He makes 3 attacks. Ooh. Melees, anyway. Or 2 long range. Alright. He stands 6 foot 6 inches, has black hair, broad shoulders, blue, cold, icy eyes. Neatly trimmed beard. He greets every concern with nonplussed indifference, loves wine, treats people fairly and with patience. His real name is Gustav Stellern, but he doesn't go by that anymore. He goes by Falcon the Hunter. I've got a guy in my current campaign who I call Dark, and he's basically a really bad Batman. They call me Dark because everyone's afraid of the dark. And I'd do this guy as some sort of preposterous, up his own arse kind of character. Because it's funny to me. So he maintains this hunting lodge to cater for nobles from Neverwinter. He offers his services as a guide to the nobles. Yeah, most of which wouldn't last long in the forest, fine. He abhors city life and likes being out in the wilds. Never turns down a good bottle of wine. He has 2 retainers. An elderly, world-weary cook, Corwin, and a mute 12-year-old stabled hand, Pell. Oh, that's nice. So he's got a good heart. That's good. An old person and a young kid. I mean, come on. He's a good guy. In addition to the main house, the hunting lodge grounds include a guest house for visitors, stable house and a smithy. He's got it all. He's got a lovely place set up here. Potential bastion, if you wanted to work this game into a forever spewing out quest place to live. He used to hunt orcs and mount heads, and Corwin has advised Falcon not to do this for fear of retaliation. He hates Falcon. He's a racist, I was going to say. So maybe he's not all good. Visitors are free to stay and dine with him at no charge, but he offers a comfortable... Yeah, so you can just squat down for free. Maybe you're homeless. He's a charitable guy, but if you want like plush place, you have to pay for it. So there's a fog. There's a what? A thin fog surrounds a compound. A compound immediately makes me think of zombie attacks, but okay. It's quite secure. It's got a 10-foot high palisade surrounding the compound. Main building is 2 stories, stone and wood, pitched roof, chimney. Attached to the building is a blocky tower of grey stone with battlements. He got himself a good place here. Mounted next to the door is a bell with a short rope. So they ring the bell rather than yell, but player characters. He makes his way over to assess them from the gatehouse, so you're going to check them out first, not just open the doors. If the characters have pack animals, his people will look after them. He'll then lead them to the trophy hall, the dining and trophy hall. Before fetching... Oh, they get led. Okay. So he will look down at them, and then... Yeah, they've took to meet him. If they seem worthy. Tall guy, handsome, I suppose. Makes an impression. He's great at hunting. And if you get him in conversation... I've seen more orcs lately. I don't like orcs, is basically what he's saying. Half-orcs dwell in a ruined stone manse overgrown with vines. He's dropping another quest location, really. Hey, if you want to go to the Woodland Manse quest, then I will offer you a pair of boots of elven kind. Boots of elven kind make you soundless when you're walking. Might come in useful, right? And they say, sure. Or they say, we've already done that quest, but I'd like those boots. How about a friendly arm wrestle? How about an archery contest? Because he's so good at archery, if you can best him by some skill checks, you've got yourself another scene, and he can hand over the boots of elven kind straight away. So the map of the lodge shows upper levels, as we've discussed. There are pens. They have 24 chickens, roosters, 6 pigs, 4 goats. They have loads of animals, not dangerous. Doors. A creature can use an action to force open a barred door with a DC 25. Or smash it down. Why would they smash his doors down? The log palisade is 10 foot high, designed to keep wild forests animals at bay. Not hold off armies, so it's not terribly... Yes, okay. It's got a big wall. Cool. Yes, I say, it's a good place to hunker down. There's a stone bridge, so that helps with invasions from one side. A wooden ladder climbs to a trapdoor in the ceiling that grants access to a gatehouse rooftop for people to look down on. Yeah. Fine. There's a guest house. It's a barn-like quality. A carpet of straw. Better than sleeping on the road, I suppose. 9 beds that come with... 9 beds? Why has it got 9 beds? Okay, so it can hold a lot of people in there. This goes over that. Oh, this goes over this? Yeah. So there's no upstairs to the F3. So he's got a riding horse named Bartorius. Fine. I wonder if they don't have animals like riding horses and stuff, and they've been walking. It's a good idea to offer them some horses. Maybe for money, maybe for a quest. Kill... I don't know. Bring me 10 orcs' heads, and you can have a horse each. So storage, boring. riding gear there if you want to get more food for the animals. A smithy, if you do use the upgrading weapons kind of thing that I suggest. I like the idea that they can do some smithing themselves, and if you have them find some gems that you've dropped, they can embed them in the handle or the bow, and essentially it can upgrade the weapon. Oh, you've got a fiery gem which now makes your weapons burst into flame. Your arrows burst into flame. It's stuff like that. It's just improv, but I think weapons that you can upgrade is awesome. And you get to drop all sorts of weird things. Oh, you want to melt that magic item, what was it? Magic totem down and put it in your sword. That makes you, I'm talking a bit OP here, but makes you go invisible for an hour a day. You know what I mean. You can put things in the weapons that makes it do cool things. So there's another little boy's bedroom. Stay out there. There's a cook's bedroom. Not interesting. There's a kitchen. I know what a house breaks down into, but nothing's happening in these rooms. There's a dining hall and trophy room. Great. For 10 gold a night, wealthy guests. Does he have a wealthy guest here, perhaps? There's no mention of it. I would say that he has a guest, an NPC, from Neverwinter, from the big city. Maybe you can tease them with running, Waterdeep. You're going to run Dragon Heist, Waterdeep, Dungeon of the Mad Mage, if you want looking for quests, meet me in Waterdeep in 2 weeks. And then you can drop them right into a bigger adventure once you've done this, essentially a starter adventure, isn't it? Falcon's bedroom is probably locked, I like to think. Cold storage, boring. Guard post, boring. Roof. So, ultimately, what is the point of this? There's no, like last time, it was the last location. Oh, there's a summoning circle, they do something bad. This is actually just a guy. What does he actually want? I guess he wants you to undertake the Woodland Manse quest. So we've come all the way here for him to send us somewhere else. It seems to me maddening. Now, that might be nearby, I presume it is, but we've already looked at that. It's a good bastion. I guess we can say that. I would put a guest here. Yeah. Maybe some undesirables turn up. Okay, a group of bandits. Falcon lets them in and they potentially are trying to put down your party or rob your party. That, for me, makes it a place with some intrigue worth doing. So it sounds like they're not going to stay here very long. And then it's the Loggers' Camp is the next one we haven't touched on, other than Icespire Hold. So, Loggers' Camp. And we're still in the forest with all these, so I'm going to do the thing again. Hey Siri, good buddy. Pick me a number between 1 and 12.
A random number between 1 and 12 is 8.
No, you've said 8. You've said 8. Do another. Siri, do another. I didn't get that. Pick me. Are you listening? Are you listening? Pick me a number between 1 and 12. You've done 10 again. That AI, absolute shite. Right, number 4. 12 statues line the path ahead. On closer inspection, these are people who have been turned to stone. Okay, what's turned these people to stone? We want to know. Petrified them. Well, I guess it would suggest 2 things. One of which I know is a Medusa. There's something else what turns things to stone, isn't there? Viewers, can you remember? I'm going to have to try my friend again. Hey Siri, what monsters petrify people in D&D? Okay, it's leading me to Reddit. What's Reddit got to say for itself? Do we trust Reddit more than we trust... What, just the cockatrice? The cockatrice. Okay, a cockatrice isn't too bad. A basilisk, too much. Okay, so we've got a potential cockatrice encounter. We don't have to go that way. We could simply go with a goblin camp where the lead goblin has a ring of petrification shining on people. So, yeah, I like that anyway. I like something between the locations. It just fleshes it out very well. So I'm happy with that. Have we done Loggers Camp? I'm fairly sure I recognise this. So we've done Loggers Camp. Which means we're on to the dragon. And I am going to do the DLCs as well. So maybe we don't... Yeah, maybe we don't do the dragon yet. I don't know if the dragon comes after the DLCs, that's the thing. Or not. Bear with me. Collections, no, sources. View all sources. Let's see if we can find out these. I don't know which order they're going either. Let's see. I think they're all, they say what levels they are and stuff. Running the adventure. They are likely 7th level. I think this is probably the one. If the characters played it, they have already saved the area. Okay, so we can't do that yet. That answers that. That answers that question. So we go back to this. And we're going to actually look at the dragon encounter. We've teased it before. Now it's time to face it down. They have a load of magic items at this point. So obviously we're going up the mountains now. And if we're going up the mountains, I'm going to need a mountain encounters potential on the way. Mountain encounters. Right, let's see if my friend lets me down. Hey Siri.
Huh?
Pick me a number between 1 and 12.
A random number between 1 and 12 is 6.
You're not wrong. Wyverns are flying around this mountain looking for prey to feed their young. One swoops towards the party. Wyvern, nice. Makes sense. It's on brand. Look to the map first so we know what we're actually talking about here. It's a big climb, probably snowy. Do they need to buy warmer clothes or face either disadvantage on attacks because they're underdressed, or do they face exhaustion? So think about that. This is a very thin, dangerous peninsula to be fighting wyverns on, but I like it. You walk underneath a bridge over between two buildings. That's cool. It winds its way up to a door. So you go past H1, which looks like rough area, into this smaller place, across a bridge into the place at large, and then that looks like not the chimney. That's the top. This is the roof. This is the undercroft, the basement, accessed through the stairs between 12 and 17. Okay, now I have an idea of what it looks like. Here we try to find Cryovein. It's a young white dragon. I'm going to look at the young white dragon stats here, although these are probably outdated. Yeah, I'm going to get the Monster Manual latest one as well. I'm going to look up young white dragon. I just want to check, is that the right book? That's the plain handbook. I'm just curious to see what the difference is, because I would prefer a stronger dragon if possible. I mean, I've spoke on this series about making it stronger. 3, 2, 8, So the basics we want to look at is what's the AC difference? I need to look at the other page so I can actually see. AC 17 according to the module. AC 17. 133 on the module, and in the new book, 123. 3 attacks, bite, claw, cold breath. 3 rend attacks, so it's got 4 attacks here. Okay, so it's got more attacks. So that's fine. Pretty much both the same. Ice walk, yeah, okay. So I'm not too fussed which ones you use. Let's just finally look at the cold breath. 30-foot cone, con of 15, 45 cold. Less cold. God, well, it looks like this module's got a slightly, although it's got an extra, okay, it's got an extra rend attack on the other book, which you can give it, and I always think with the end boss you should make it cinematic. You know what I mean? You just really want to strong arm. Okay, guys, you're in the middle of a battle, but now I want to do a cutscene. It pulls back. You can't do anything about it. It pulls back and flies over and knocks this bit of tower over, which then breaks. And, you know, you just cutscene it as in a game when you're like, oh, I can't do anything about this bit. And then you continue the battle, and it's all fair again. I just think you need to make it epic, because I think in the future they remember when it was all stood up. Oh, I remember when it all crashed down and then my rogue ran up and jumped onto its head or jumped onto its wing and stuff. You know, I know it's a bit of a cheat, but you want it to not just be a hit point slogfest, even though majority-wise it will be. But just give it a couple of cutscenes. When they meet it, describe it, what it's doing, how it looks. Do you know what I mean? It's not just milk it, I guess is what I'm saying. So let's get an idea. I always go first move with the best, strongest maneuver, because I don't want it to die without doing a cold breath. So the first thing it does, it's already got one banked. It's going to. Are they intelligent? What's their intelligence? -2. So it's not intelligent. It's probably not going to be all ready to jump out. You know what I mean? It doesn't have that intelligence. So it's probably resting. It's roosting. You know what I mean? Somewhere, perhaps. Maybe it says that it's in a different place. But it's immediately going to want to... and I'm just looking at another little tip, which you've probably seen elsewhere. Use the AC as its initiative score, and say it rolled a 17, it rolled a 22. The bigger the dragon, the better the dragon, the higher in initiative it wants to go. Your players are probably rolling 20s here and there, but it wants to go not last. So if you do roll a 2, if you roll better than 17, use the dice. But if you don't, it's standard 17. Yes, that is how I cheat. So I wanted to do its cold breath first. It positions itself best it can, where a 30-foot cone will get as many people as possible. You feel free to roll 10d8, but I would just always say it's 45 cold damage. It's quick and easy, and the average is there because it most likely will roll about that. So I'm in and I'm done. Does a cold breath, first manoeuvre. You can reposition if you've got speed. I would always say that it ends up in the air as high up as possible. You really want to annoy your melee characters. Well, what am I going to do with it? Well, it's a dragon. It's not going to just sit there like you hit it. It's going to fly until you bring it down. And it's going to, use its recharge breath where possible. It can also fly down into the valley on the end of its turn. And the players are like, oh, God, I've got to move to hit it. Yeah, well, on its go... it's going to come back up. It's a dragon. You know what I mean? It wants to kill them. Really make it bloody difficult. Difficult equals memorable. If you're pissing your players off, then okay. It lands for a bit. It wants to bite you. It wants to attack you. Go on. It moves away. Opportunity attacks. Do you know what I mean? You can balance it. Right. I think I've laboured the point with that. So now we can look at where we encounter Cryovein. We've walked all the way up this icy part to Icespire Peak. A warlord built it. I mean, who cares? We don't care. We're just here. We're not here for a history tour. All we want to know is we're 2,500 feet up, surrounded by icy cliffs. Okay, play the cold. You are freezing. Arrow slits. We know about arrow slits. Secret doors, blending. Temperatures are freezing during the day, but really freezing at night. DC 10 con save at the end of every hour. Good. Speed could be halved. Disadvantage on ability checks. Don't forget these. Don't have your characters playing at full effect either. It's a horrible place to fight a dragon who has the upper hand. Upper wing, maybe? Okay. But finding it, little is known about where it is. But characters have. We did a vision at the Shrine of Savras, or they might search for it on their own. So, yeah, they can find it eventually. Eventually, have them find it. Now, captured orc. A dozen orcs attack Phandalin. Hang on, use these hooks. An orc speaks common and knows where the dragon lair is. Okay, so there's ways to. You will deal with that. I trust you to deal with that. As you make your way across the cold foothills, you find an iced-up creature like the end of The Shining. The ogre's corpse is too big to carry off, so the dragon left it. We know it was killed recently, and we know that it's cold attack. We know the dragon did it. If characters are low on healing magic, throw them some bones here, you know? Okay. You recognise it as the highest peak. You see a fortress up on there. You make your way up. It sleeps in a square in the middle of the roof, away from obstacles. It's asleep then, okay. If you make a loud noise, it wakes. Put it high in the initiative. If it realises intruders are near but don't know where, it lets out a roar, takes to the air on defence. The howling wind prevents the dragon from hearing them. So they must also have their hearing debilitated, I would say. This is the climax. Play it up best you can. So a narrow trail, difficult terrain. This area that we looked at where rubble had fallen, you've got to take it easy. If you were really mean, you could do 2 dex checks. If they fail both, they plummet. And who knows if they're dead? I would say they're not dead, but play up like you just disappeared for now. And then give it like another quarter of an hour when the characters are inside. And during something, have that character reappear like, I made it, I climbed back up. Do you know what I mean? A fake death, but don't say dead. But yeah, they fell. Or you could say they get carried in by a wyvern that drops them onto the roof. Whatever, you know what I mean. Reaching the gatehouse, it's bad, shut from within. What are you going to do now? Oh, the heavy wooden crossbar isn't in place. Although I do like the idea of them getting all this way and then it's locked. The mercenary, stationed in H6, watches the trail and alerts her companions if she sees strangers approaching the gatehouse. Careful not to wake the dragon. The mercenaries allow characters in. See Stone Cold Reavers. Who are these? Evil humans. Veterans, pretty spicy. When they can't find workers' sellswords, they resort to brigandry and thievery. They decided also to follow it back. Okay, so you've got... Well, if this is the case, if you've got loads of helpers, why don't you make the dragon an adult? Or, a bigger version. I mean, it will be up to... I would potentially give these... for NPCs, if that's how we're going to do it, 1 to each player. Unless I've misunderstood. I'll have an extra fight here. Weaken them before the dragon. That's a real dick move, but you know. So 4 riding horses are in the stalls, belonging to the mercenaries. Okay. Gatehouse barracks. Wooden cots lie in heaps against the walls, leaving a clear space in the middle of the room where the stone-cold reavers have laid out bedrolls and other gear. If warned that strangers are near, all the mercenaries greet the new arrivals in the open area between this room and the stables. If characters reach this area without being spotted, Silene Wintermoon sits on a stool, sings quietly to herself while sharpening a knife. I like the detail of that. Interesting. Sleeping under blankets are 2 more. There's enough water and rations to sustain 4 people for 1 day. There's smithy. There's an anvil. You can use this anvil to upgrade your weapons. I like that. An unlit fire in the barbican. And Runa Voktitier uses the arrow slits to watch the trail. If she sees strangers, she leaves the room and alerts her companions. There's a stone bridge with an iron bell. Ringing the bell wakes the dragon. The fortress entrance. The short, empty corridor has arrow slits in the north walls. These cold, empty halls are hidden behind secret doors and have arrow slits. Yep, not bothered. Rubble. Difficult terrain. Sure. Fine. Abandoned guard posts. All we're really interested is finding things or having a fight with the dragon. There's 3 stages, flutter around, want to suck your blood. There's shields and weapons all on the walls. Is there? Yeah, festooned the walls here, but they got torn down. A dozen human skeletons can be found, all died of hunger. A secret door. Cryovane can't get in the staircase, that's understandable. Yeah. Not much else. If you want to get new weapons, it's in the armoury. More people dying of starvation. They have rusty swords, no good to anybody. Secret door up to the end game. Multiple options to the end game. Okay, it's a bit of leather. There's a bit of money here and a cracked spyglass. What is their obsession with cracked spyglasses? Okay, Orc War Chief's lair is dead. Okay, he's got a non-magical great axe. Sure. There's a trophy room. Characters who search the room find a chair. How exciting. Rubbish. If they haven't defeated Cryovane yet, no, they find the white dragon here. It's slippy, it's difficult terrain on foot as well as the dude trying to ice breath you. Probably why it's cold on top, because he's been ice breathing. It's a DC 10 acrobatics check or you fall prone. I would have that at the start of every player's turn that is stood on the roof. That is good. Deathly cold basement. A lintel which says crypts. In the crypts, not much. Basket, caskets with bones in, obviously. I'd give maybe a good, nice magical weapon. They should already have had the potential to get a Dragon Slayer weapon from the Temple of Storms, or whatever it was. There's a toboggan. They can slide down the mountainside in a toboggan. That is awesome. And a secret door which needs a knock spell potentially or a hidden handle. And yeah, you can go out. So that is it. I don't know how your fight will go. I've given all the advice I can. And then I guess they take the dragon's head down to Phandalin and show that they are the heroes. That seems cool. I mean, yeah. I didn't see anything about Treasure Hoard unless I just skipped over it. They usually have treasure hoards, but you can throw what you want, what you think they need. And I think that wraps up the actual module. But then, as I say, I've got the 3 DLCs to look at. So I guess I'm done here. I hope this helps, and until next video that you see me, I bid you farewell.